Hello, reloaders and gun enthusiasts. Today I would like to talk to you about one of my favorite revolvers, and that's single action. The old Colt, Ruger, Uberti, whatever, the old single action Colt clones. They have been a passion of mine for many years, but unfortunately today the prices are so high they're almost unattainable unless you have a limitless bank account. Uh, I'm seeing some renewed enthusiasm regarding single actions on the forums that I watch. CW just put out a video regarding his Remington 1875 long Colt. Some guys are talking about joining cowboy action shooting programs, which are fantastic. And it really sparked me to make a little video regarding single action armies. Now, I'm a Colt guy. I know Colts are a lot of money, but the couple I have, I purchased many, many years ago, and they still were a lot of money. But a little history, Colt had first generation, second generation, third generation, and some even call current fourth generations. The first generation was from about 1873 to 1941. Then we had the war years. I think production must have stopped. And the second generation began in 1956 to 1974, and that was renewed by all the cowboy westerns on TV back in the 50s, which of course got my attention. The old Gunsmoke, Rawhide, Virginian, Have Gun Will Travel, all those great shows, they all had single action armies because that's what they used in the day. And what person didn't want one? The third generation, or the fourth, was from 1994 to present. And then in 1999, Colt came out with, they called the Colt Cowboy, which I wasn't a fan of. It had the transfer bar for safety, and that's, I don't know, some guys liked it, some people didn't. They said the quality wasn't quite up to snuff. Well, anyway, let me just show you one or two of mine. This is a second generation Colt. And the second generations had the serial number with the suffix SA. The digits for the numbers followed by SA. That's how you identify the second generation. And this one here was manufactured in 1970. This was my dad's. And my dad passed away at a very young age of around 40 of lung cancer. And he always wanted ivory grips. And I bought him this pair of ivory. They were bright white when we got it. But I wish, this camera's not going to show all the detail, but the grain, how they aged over the years. It's superb. And one other thing I want to show you. Well, by the way, I have the original box. This is called the Stagecoach box. And this, I have it upside. Do I have it upside down? No. And this is what it came in. But what I wanted to show you about this, funny, when I bought these grips for him, about a year or so before he passed, from a gun store, Colt Single Action 45 serial number, install one pair of ivory one-piece grips. And you're not going to believe the price. I don't know if this will show it. Well, I think it's backwards anyway. It's $47.25. Back, this receipt dated February 17th of 1973. Could you imagine that? These things would be north of $500 to $600 today if you could find them. Go figure, right? This was the original grips that came on that gun. They are inscribed inside as Colt did with the serial number. And that's a second generation Colt. I do not own a first generation Colt. I probably will never own a first generation Colt in my lifetime due to the prices. I could never probably afford one. But I also have another one. Again, Stagecoach box, same as what I just showed you. This is in 7.5 inch. Again, ivory. I put ivory grips on it, and it's beautiful. This is similar to what the military used. Remember, C-O-L-T. The old Colts. They also have a third generation. And let me tell you, the finish and the case hardening on this one is absolutely superb. And that came in the blue Colt box, which is from the custom shop. And that is this beauty here. I wish I could show you the detail of that case coloring. Now, there's a funny story with this one. This belonged to a cousin of mine. He passed away, and I purchased it from his estate. He had these grips made by a friend of his who owned a button factory up in New Jersey. These are genuine mother of pearl. Now, the man who owned the factory constructed these out of the shells, and they're not fitted professionally, but it makes a beautiful presentation. I would never fire it because the grips could crack under the recoil, but they're wonderful. They're a little thin on the bottom, but again, from a distance you wouldn't know. They're a nice presentation grip. I also have a pair of ivories. Sometimes I put them on just to interchange them. Again, back in the day, pre-ban, when you could purchase ivory. And thinking about it, I'm glad they don't do it anymore, because I don't want to harvest an animal just for its ivory. That's not the way to go. Today they use bone, they use giraffe bone, they use stag, which are all wonderful grips. So anyway, I'm glad I've seen a renewed liking for single actions. They are one of the finest revolvers ever made, and makes you wonder, you know, if you want to collect, what should you collect? Single actions? That's a video for another day, what to collect. But thank you for letting me show you my Colts, and until next time, take care.